Hi guys, I'm back in Manila with Stocks by Request, where we feature, analyze, break down the top stocks that you've requested via social media. So if you're new to this Facebook page or this YouTube channel, feel free, subscribe, hit that like button so you get updated on the stocks that we would analyze to help you trade the markets with ease and confidence. So for those who are new, what we would normally do during Stocks by Request is we analyze the top stocks that were sent out, and with the premise of technical analysis, so that you get to find buy and sell signals and use it as a reference to go with your trade. So I really hope that whatever gets tackled here is something that you would also review and study. This is not just about making stock picks, but this is really more for you to be able to use the learnings that you had using technical analysis, so that you can review and practice it on your own. So just a context on the market no, the past few days, we've seen the market start to retrace, not just because of what's happening internally in the country. High dollar, high oil prices, inflation has started to increase, larger trade deficit, but there's a lot of things happening also abroad, and the impending theme of the trade war between US and China is starting to hit a global toll on the markets in general. That's why you're seeing markets around the world start to retrace and start to go down. So you would need to be very, very selective on how you trade these markets, because there will be some stocks that are retracing, there are some stocks that are on a downtrend, there are some stocks that are lower. But if you become very, very selective, there will be some stocks that are breaking out, reaching new highs, and just increasing and going up. So the first stock that I'd like to talk about, a lot of people ask me about this because it started to break out and it started to hit certain levels of upward movements. I'm talking about Resorts World Manila, I'm talking about Travelers, I'm talking about RWM. The movement for RWM was its breakout from the 3.8 peso resistance. For those who've been plotting moving averages, you will see that the resistance could be found there. After it has reversed, after it broke out from the 3.8 resistance, that's when we saw successive days of movement for RWM. Now with that, the stock is still progressing upward. If you are a position trader, all of the oscillators, all of the indicators are still showing a upward thrust. All of the indicators are still showing a bullish market, so you don't have any sell signal there. However, for quick traders though, there's still no reversal patterns being shown. There's still no signals that the stock will also reverse. However, one thing that I'd like to point out to you is there's a resistance for the stock at around 4.8 pesos per share. So if you're tracking RWM and it fails to break out of 4.8 pesos, that can be a trigger ready for you to sell. I repeat, if you're a quick trader, watch the 4.8 level. If it fails to break out of 4.8, you may take profits. However, for those watching RWM, a breakout from 4.8 will bring the stock to around 6.42, 6.4 pesos, 6.4 pesos per share. So relatively larger upside if you see the breakout from 4.8. So interesting times for RWM. You have to remember, this is something very, very select. Not all stocks right now in this market is going up. You have a lot of stocks that are retracing and falling. Second stock that I'd like to point out is IRC. The IRC continues to do wonders. No, what's making the stock go up from a technical standpoint is it broke out from the 0.80 resistance level. So this is something very, very interesting. After breaking out of the 0.80 resistance level, it happened somewhere around just last month, the first part of March. Breaking out of the 0.80 resistance level, you saw a lot of the price and momentum oscillators all start to point up. A lot of the price and momentum oscillators denoting a more bullish undertone. So if you are holding IRC, all position trading parameters, all moving averages are still bullish. There's no sell signal yet if you are holding IRC. I repeat, there's no sell signal yet if you are holding IRC and you are a position trader. However, if you are a quick trader, also similar to RWM, the stock is now hitting a resistance at around 1.25 pesos per share. So you can watch out for 1.25 pesos. Failure to break out from it, IRC may have a hard time going above it. It may experience some resistance. You're a quick trader, you may now take profits. That's the first sign of taking profits. I repeat, short-term oscillators and indicators are not showing us any sell signal yet. However, the failure to break out of 1.25 may bring some sort of retracement on the stock for the short term. So quick traders, what you need to remember is 1.25. Breakout from 1.25, the stock can go to 1.33. Breakout from 1.33 can go to 1.42. So there's a lot of potential. If the stock goes to 1.25 and breaks out of it, it can go to 1.33 and to as high as 1.42 over the short term. But if it fails to break out of 1.25, you may take profits on the stock. Alright, so those two stocks have been relatively good. No? They're the ones that have broken out over the past few weeks on a market that's been a bit choppy, on a market that hasn't done so well, that has been underperforming. So now I'd like to talk about Vita Rich. This is our third stock. We've talked about RWM, which has been progressing upward. We've talked about IRC, which has been progressing upward. Now I want to talk about Vita, which has just started to break out. Vita has broken out of the 1.9 peso, 1.95 peso resistance level, and something happened last Friday that it also broke out of the 2 peso long-term moving average. Now this becomes a reversal point for people who are watching Vita, for people who have been waiting for a chance for it to go up. So key thing to watch out for Vita is price and momentum oscillators are now bullish. But what the price point that you need to watch out for is 2 pesos per share. If Vita stays above 2, I believe the upward projection will continue. If Vita fails to stay above 2, you can disregard this analysis, as the breakout may become null and void. The breakout may not be as strong and as holistic as where we want it to be. So if Vita stays above 2, next target price that you can consider is 2.30 pesos per share. So Vita stays above 2, target price is 2.30 pesos per share. At that point also, you will see position trading parameters turn bullish even more. But our first target price that we need to watch out for if Vita stays above 2 is at 2.3 pesos per share. So 2.3 target price, hits 2.3, fails to break out of it, take profits, and you may now sell your positions there. So now, after Vita, you have RWM, you have IRC, which are doing well. Then you have Vita, which has just started to break out. Please remember, failure to stay above 2, you can disregard everything. Now, I want to talk about some stocks that have subpar performances over the past few weeks. I'm talking about now Telecom. I mentioned this in the previous videos when we've made extensive coverage about now. Some sell signals for the stock came at its failure to break out of 17. The MACD cross when it was around 13 pesos per share, and then now the breakdown from 13. And you have a lot of short and mid-term moving averages also being a bit bearish. You've seen a lot of cross downs for now, which is now starting to form a downtrend. So key support levels to watch out for now is the 6.6 peso support. If it fails to hold 6.6 or around 7 pesos per share, we may expect the downtrend to continue. We may expect now to fall even further. So watch out for 6.6, watch out for 7. Failure to hold 7 or 6.6 may bring the stock to around 4.4 pesos per share. 4.4 right now is where the long-term moving averages are lying. If it stays above, if it fails to hold 6.6, it can go to 4. So please watch out for that price level. Relatively, the major trend is still up, but it has to stay above 4 for it to bounce there. But if it's not, the counter trend will bring it from 6.6 to 4 pesos per share. So if it bounces off 6.6, I think it can, because of the very, very large range, it can go back to 10, 6.6 to 10, 10 to 13. But if it continues its downturn, 6.6 will not hold. It can go back to 4 pesos per share. So we have Vita, IRC, and RWM, which are doing well now, which is still in a mode where it's correcting. Smph, for those who've been tracking the stock, has been bearish for the past few weeks already. It has broken down from a lot of those short, mid, and long-term moving averages. So if you are a position trader for SM Prime Holdings, no buy signal yet, stay away from the stock. There's no clear reversal yet. The stock is still correcting down. What I want to point out though is there's a support at 32.5 pesos per share. So why am I saying this? For quick traders, the stock bounces from 32.5. Set your target prices to 35.6 pesos per share. I repeat, SM Prime, hits 32.5, that's a buy signal. Target price is 35.6. 32.5, target price is 35.6. Fails to hold 32.5, the stock can go down to 30. So position traders, no buy signal. Quick traders, it's very, very conditional. Bounce from 32.5, quick buy, target price 35.6. If 32.5 does not hold, disregard, as it can go back to around 30 pesos per share, and the downtrend will further continue. Now, LR has been pretty much battered, no, because of the whole Boracay story, the Galaxy Boracay closure, and how Galaxy may be affected by it. But at the end of the day, it's still a sentiment perspective. There hasn't really been much movement for Galaxy. It was just the signing of papers or whatever legal framework that has been done, but construction will start 2019, so this has no impact yet on the earnings of Galaxy or LR as a whole. But from a technical standpoint, sell signals came from the failure to hold and break out of 7. Second failure is the drop from the moving average at 6 pesos per share. But because of that, we may expect LR to continue a downward move to around 5 pesos per share. So from 6, retracement may go to 5. If 5 does not hold, it can go back to the long-term moving average at around 4.4 pesos per share. So from 6, retracement will bring it to 5. From 5, if 5 does not hold, it does not bounce, it can go back to 4.4 pesos per share. So if you're a quick trader, please do not catch falling knives. Your goal is to stay away from the stock until we see it actually bounce, and until we see the downward movements actually stop. All right. So lastly, Ion failed to break out of 2.5 today. It bounced a few days ago, but as it hit 2.5, the resistance right there was so strong that a large candle caused it to pull down. So now, if it fails to go back to 2.5, I believe that Ion can possibly retrace and go back to 2 pesos per share. So you may watch out for that level. Failure to break out of 2.5, failure to go back at 2.5, we may see Ion hit a low of 2 pesos or go to around 2.2, 2.25 pesos per share over the short term. So Ion is relatively just for trading. It doesn't have any fundamental value in it, no? So you trade it based on what the charts are dictating. So now, just to summarize what I've talked about, you have Rwm Irc that are still breaking out, that have hit resistances. Vita just broke out and it has the possibility to go higher. Now is still in a downtrend. Smph is still in a downtrend. LR is correcting, just to clarify, now is correcting. SM Prime is in a downtrend. LR is correcting, and Ion failed to break out from the resistance, and it's now starting to drop even more. So that's it. I'll make more videos over the next few days about the stocks that you've been requesting, but this is something to help you as markets open tomorrow. So just comment below if you have additional questions. Comment below if you want other stocks to be analyzed as well, so that we get to learn and we get to trade the markets together with ease and confidence. Lastly, I'll be in Korea 2 weeks from now for StockSmart's Seoul, Korea. So if you guys are from Korea, I hope to meet you there, so we get to do the technical analysis sessions together. So after Korea, I'll be in Singapore first week of May. Then I'll be in Melbourne, Australia this June 2018. Then StockSmart's Manila will be back also for this June. So that's it for now. Hope you guys learned a lot from this video. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. Marvin Kermo back in Manila. See you all again soon.